we're going to go from Moab to Zion National Park, and we're going to take you along with us.
Yeah, from national parks, forests, mountains, red rocks, arches. You get to do it all. Slot Canyon adventures. It's going to be awesome.
Best trip in the United States, we think. Before we begin going through Utah and our favorite things and the route, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Heartland RV. Man, this Heartland RV has seen some places, seen some events. It's been so great to us, and they made this video happen.
Without this RV, this whole trip wouldn't have been possible. So
we really love them. Really love the team there, and thank you again. So let's dive into Utah. All right, so the route overview, you can do this route this way or reverse, but basically Moab to Zion National Park. So with Moab, the arches, and then we went down Highway 24. They'll get you to Capitol Reef, and then you'll take this beautiful mountain drive in the national forest. They'll get you down to Bryce, and those are our favorite highways in Utah is Highway 24 and Highway 12. We really liked it a lot. It's crazy how you can go from desert to mesas to pine forests to weird structures.
Painted mountains.
Paint mountains, everything. And then at the end, going to Zion. So that's just the general route that you take. It's beautiful. But let's start in Moab and Arches National Park area.
Yeah, the whole southern Utah area is completely like you're landing on another planet altogether. And like he said, you're going through different ecosystems at different elevations. So we didn't know what to expect the first time that we went. So Arches is actually, well, you've seen pictures of Arches. There's rock formations, stunning hikes, beautiful night skies.
It's on everybody's bucket list,
It's
right?
on everybody. Red rocks. Definitely take a Jeep tour out there. There's some really cool Jeep trails. We were really surprised the first time we went on a Jeep trip there, and we drove up to like the side of a mountain, and then we were like driving straight up. It was crazy.
No, it was insane. La Salle Mountains, right?
Yeah, the La Salle Mountains. And
I don't know if that's how you say it. But.
Yeah. And then you can also see Canyonlands in Moab. So don't go to Moab without going to Canyonlands too. It's almost like seeing another Grand Canyon. Epic viewpoints. We loved hiking to Mesa Arch, I think it was called, because there's like an arch and then you can see like Whitecap Mountains in the distance through it. It's crazy.
Right. And then over there we took our dually, our Ram 3500 dually through
Schaefer Trail. So basically there's these really tight switchbacks to get down into Schaefer Trail, and it's insane. Like, probably you shouldn't take a dually, but you can because we did. You just kind of have to pull over when someone's coming the opposite direction, but it's very tight. It's like a 1-lane road, and it's so much fun because you're driving through like a Jeep trail.
It's all one way, right?
I think that it's supposed to be one way, but people were coming the other way, so maybe not. I don't know, but it's 4x4 for sure, high clearance. 4x4 high clearance, mandatory. Jeep would probably be a little more fun, but yeah.
So that's the place where all the Jeeps go every season, right? To tear up the trails out there. But Moab area, you're knocking out 2 national parks.
Mm-hmm. And the town of Moab is so cute.
Right. And then we stayed, we boondocked while we were there. I don't think it's even available anymore, is it?
Yeah, you can boondock north of town, but back then it was free and there was just open camping. I'm pretty sure now there's designated campsites that you have to still pay for, but it's still boondocking.
Oh, it's still boondocking. Plenty of RV sites, though, in town. The first time we went to Moab, we actually stayed on their airstrip.
Yeah, there's
right?
like a really cool airstrip outside of town that wasn't being used anymore, and we went to kind of a big family gathering for boondockers, families that boondock. It was really fun, and you had mountain views. It was cool.
And that's no more? Can't do that anymore?
No, can't do that anymore.
Okay, well, dang it. Sorry. So after you do Arches, which again, it's on everybody's bucket list, you can find out a lot of information wherever you want about Arches.
The hiking there is really cool because there's lots of small trails that you can pull off and do with small kids, but there's also really fun longer trails. And some of the trails that you do, you're walking on rock and it kind of drops on both sides. And you're just looking at epic rock formations with mountains in the distance. Even when you're not doing an arch hike, I guess is my point, it's epic.
Yeah, for sure. Probably not want to do it in the summertime.
Yeah, we really love doing this route in the fall and the spring. We've done it both seasons. Fall may be our favorite. But in the spring, like in Zion, you're going to see more water in the waterfalls and things like that. So there's pros and cons to both.
So after the Moab Arches area, Canyonlands, you want to get back on, I believe it's, Highway 70 going west. And then a few exits down, I think, is Highway 24. So Highway 24, you get off on that, and the most interesting thing you get to first would be Goblin Valley State Park. It's a state park in
Yes, you have to do Goblin Valley. It's one of those kind of hidden gems in Utah that's become more popular. But there's a road called Wild Horse Canyon Drive, I believe it's called, and you can boondock up against these really cool rock formations. And it's one of our favorite boondocking spots. There's also a slot canyon trail that we highly recommend on that same road. But besides those two things, you have to go to Goblin Valley and play hide and seek amongst the hoodoos, or what do they call them? They're like toadstool rocks or something. Basically, rock formations that kind of go out like this. Very cool.
Yeah,
kids love it.
Yeah. You're never seen anything like that before in your life. Now, the next stop you're going to get to is Capitol Reef National Park, right?
Oh, yeah. We were highly surprised by Capitol Reef National Park. I think that it's kind of out of the way for a lot of people. They stay more southernly whenever they're doing Utah, or they hop to the national parks like Arches and Zion, and that's it. So it's pretty cool. It's very quiet, but you still have giant arches that you can hike to and walk on. And you still have beautiful hikes through canyons. And we liked how the kids could kind of climb into the sides of the rocks. They were like little caves. It was really, I think my kids had a lot of fun there. We were super surprised. And we liked driving around at sunset. We even saw a bobcat, I think, run through a wash.
I remember that.
And the petroglyphs. There's tons of petroglyphs there. But also, it had fruit trees, which was super weird.
Fruta? Is that what the town's called?
The town's called Fruta, but yeah, there used to be like a pioneer settlement there, and they planted a bunch of fruit trees. You can actually still purchase pies and fruit if you go when they're in season. I think the pies are all the time. We camped, we boondocked there.
Yep, I got the pin right here.
It's right next to the Cook's Mesa Trailhead, and again, you're parking right next to all these really cool rock formations, and there's a lot of little camp spots in there, and you're free camping.
Right, and it's right off the highway, but don't let that, deter you, because there's like no traffic late at night.
At night, no traffic.
So you're not going to hear anything.
Yeah, it was really cool.
We've done Highway 24, Goblin Valley, Capitol Reef, and then we almost get to Torrey, but before Torrey, we're gonna go south on Highway 12, which is my favorite highway, because when you get on Highway 12, you're gonna start going at it, and then you're gonna start going on it, and you're gonna get to this national forest on the side of a huge mountain, but basically really high elevation in the national forest, pine trees, and there's these overlooks that you can see on a crystal clear day. You can see almost the whole state, the whole western half of Utah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really beautiful. And it's also really weird because you get up there and you're at an elevation where there's tall pine trees and like
potentially snow.
Yeah, potentially snow, depending on the time of year you go. And like little creeks. It's a completely different ecosystem than being down in the red rocks of Arches and Goblin Valley and Capitol Reef. So it's really neat. It's cool. I guess we didn't expect that in southern Utah, to take a drive and then, It was really cool. Was that the stretch of the road where after that we're heading down towards Escalante and the road kind of drops off on both sides?
I believe so, yeah.
So there's this really cool, a lot of people want to know, like, can I take a big RV on Highway 12? And the answer is yes. I think that we've done it from north to south and south to north. Either way is beautiful. It doesn't matter which way you go. To me, I think it would depend on the season on which way you go. Like if it's fall, you're probably heading north to south. But yeah, it's epic because you're driving and all of a sudden you're on this road and on both sides it kind of drops off. So it's a really eerie feeling especially when you're towing to be able to see so far down on both sides. But it felt perfectly safe. Then we headed to Escalante. I think a lot of people don't talk about Escalante because they're like, go to Utah's Big Five, which are the national parks. And while the national parks are great, they're often more crowded. Escalante isn't as crowded. It's this sweet, tiniest little town that we have found some of our favorite hikes in.
Yeah, so we stayed at, I'm looking at it, our pin right now. It's called Hole in the Rock Wayside. If you can find it on Campendium. It's just a whole bunch of boondocking, find a spot, park it up. But it should be on the same road as
Peekaboo and Spooky Slot Canyon.
Yeah, definitely. That was awesome.
It's a little bit of a long washboard road to get out to the trailhead, but it's epic. And I wouldn't probably want to do it in the summer because it's kind of a long hike back out up a rock face if it was really hot out. But spring and fall, it's absolutely epic. And we've done it with a little bit of water in one of the canyons. And it's just a really fun family adventure. We even needed a rope. We used a rope the first time to get up into it.
We made sure we brought a rope.
So bring a rope with you in your backpack so that like Dad can climb up first, tie the rope, and then everybody else can have an easier time getting up in the first slot canyon. We did have a baby carrier, but once you get into Spooky Slot Canyon, it's so narrow. You're probably not baby wearing anymore.
Right. But what a wonderful spot to, boondock, spend the night, and go some awesome canyon or slot canyon hikes.
Slot canyon hikes are the best in Utah, and these are some of the best. Especially it feels like nature's playground, just a natural place to explore and adventure.
Calf Creek Falls.
Yeah, so Calf Creek Falls was 7 miles.
7 miles.
But Rory did it when he was like 5, so it's totally doable. He might have been 4 even, but it's mostly flat through a canyon, and it ends with this giant waterfall. And really, as you're walking through the canyon, there's like trout in a stream. It feels really weird. Whenever you go hike Calf Creek Falls, before you go or after you go, you have to stop at Kiva Coffee House, because it overlooks the river. We went there once in fall, and you could see all the leaves changing color down by the creek. They have giant windows, good coffee and snacks. It's just a really cool coffee shop.
A spot you gotta stop, and it's like out in the middle of nowhere, so you kind of have to stop there.
You have to, and it's so beautiful. And definitely hike Calf Creek Falls if you have the time. And then you'll get to Bryce Canyon, which is a lot of people's favorite national park. We loved it. We've been a couple of times. We camped at
Tom's Best Spring Road in the Dixie National Forest.
Yes, Tom's Best Spring Road, Dixie National Forest. Plenty of spots.
It's like, 10 minutes, 15 minutes out of town?
It's really close to the entrance of the national park. So it's perfect if you want to go check out a sunrise like we did. I highly recommend you watch the sunrise at Bryce Canyon. That's probably our top favorite, if not like top 2 favorite places we've ever seen the sunrise before. It's just really awesome. You need to get there 30 minutes or 45 minutes before the sun even starts to come up, because you just get to watch the color change on those red rocks, and those red rock formations are really special.
Yeah, Bryce Canyon, probably, I don't know, maybe it's the most popular because you get to choose your level of difficulty, right? You can just drive through the park, get off on the overlooks, enjoy, God's creation, or you can go off and go on a trail and go straight down to these awesome canyons.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they're called.
So our favorite hike, I think it's called the Queen's Garden Loop, and you start where Wall Street is, or you can end where Wall Street is. But if you go to Wall Street, there's these switchbacks, and it goes down between the huge spires, and it's incredible.
Right.
I think getting the perspective of being down at the bottom, because it's also cool to see them from above, but being down below them and looking up is another must do when you're at the park.
Excellent. Anything else about Bryce Canyon?
Just sunrise and sunset points in between there. That's a good place to watch the sun come up.
So then after you're done with Bryce Canyon, you get on to Highway 12. You got two choices. You can stay to the east on Highway 89 to go and stay outside on the east side. Mm-hmm. Or if you're going to go down through Cedar City and then to Hurricane area to get to the west side of Zion, right?
Yeah, that's where like the Springdale, that's the main entrance of the park.
So if you're going to do east, you're going to go down to Highway 89. Get to
Kanab.
Well,
or north of there.
Orderville, Mount Carmel area.
Yep.
So the Mount Carmel Junction. Mm-hmm. And that'll be east. And there's plenty of boondocking. Look on Camp Pindium. We stayed at right off the road and some boondock spots, right?
Yeah, we did. And I mean,
plenty of RV parks too.
So what we loved about that side is not only can you explore Zion, but you could also go down and see Kanab, which there's really cool like rock formations and hikes there. There's another Peekaboo Slot Canyon. There's the sand caves.
I love the sand caves.
The sand caves are cool. They're right off the highway and you just walk up into them. So super easy adventure, even if you're just passing through. We even went to like an animal sanctuary there and toured around. In addition, there's the Pink Sand Dunes State Park, which isn't that far from there and would be easily accessed from the east side. So you could go down and do some sandboarding, which our kids really had a good time doing. I didn't do so good.
Now we get to go west side. You're going to go down a little bit of ways on Highway 89, and you're going to follow the signs for Cedar City. Get on Highway 14 to Cedar City. That's going to take you to Duck Creek Village, and then you're going to get to Cedar City. But another park you're going to be able to hit right there is Cedar Breaks, right?
If you had time to camp between Bryce and Hurricane, you could stop up there near Cedar Breaks National Monument, or before even if you wanted. There are some really cool lava caves up there that you can go down into, and you're in like a lava tube. There's one with a ladder you climb down through. There's like a whole few of them near Duck Creek. And then you could go over to Cedar Breaks National Monument, which is like a mini Bryce.
It is very nice.
It's quieter.
That's a sunset one, not a sunrise, a sunset one.
It's a sunset one, and it's quieter than Bryce, so there's less people up there. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so from there you're going to go hit Cedar City. You're going to go on Interstate 15, head south till you get to, I don't know what the exit is, but you're going to go south. After you get out of Hurricane, you start going to Zion National Park. There's a whole bunch of boondocking out there.
It's right off 9. So you're going to go, there's actually a gas station where you can dump your tanks and fill up water right there on the edge of Hurricane as you're heading towards Zion on Highway 9. So 5 minutes into town. We parked right there for exploring. It's probably about 20 minutes down to Springdale from there.
I would recommend always going to Zion first thing in the morning, no matter what time of year.
True.
Because we've seen the progression of Zion National Park, and we've been on the tail end of it, but it's gotten more and more crazy.
Yeah, Zion's pretty epic. It's one of those places that you're just so awestruck when you drive through it for the first time. Now, you can't drive through the whole valley. There is a shuttle system most of the year, except for in the wintertime, that takes you through the canyon. I highly recommend you taking e-bikes through the canyon. That's our favorite way, because they let you bike that road even though you can't drive it. So you can park right in Springdale at the main visitor center. You can get on your e-bike right there. You can drive the bike trails all the way to the road where the shuttles start and drive that whole road. And it's really nice because you get to pull off on all the places that other people can't pull off on because they're on a shuttle and they have specific spots. I feel like you get to see more of the park, and you get to see these wide open views that are just stunning, and you're all alone with your family.
Right. Even if you so all the epic trails, as you research Zion, you want to go all the epic trails require a lottery system or a fee system, something like that?
Well,
right?
yeah. So Angel's Landing, when we hiked it, didn't yet have a lottery system, but we went in the fall right before the time changed, and we got in there at like 7 a.m. So we got to the top to see the sunrise over the rocks and stuff. It was very beautiful. But then they started the lottery system, and we've actually tried twice since going back to that same area to get an Angel's Landing permit and didn't get one.
Failed.
But you can go to the Canyon Overlook Trail, which is kind of north on the east entrance side. You have to go through the tunnel to get there. So if you have a dually, you have to pay what was it, like 15 or 20 bucks to do the tunnel. And then there's only certain hours. So like you couldn't go hike. If you were staying on the west side and you wanted to hike Canyon Overlook at sunset, you wouldn't be able to do that with the dually because it stopped at like 5 o'clock. So you just have to plan it out. Getting over there, though, the parking area for Canyon Overlook Trail is tiny. So it's nice in some respects because hopefully it won't overcrowd the trail. It's only probably a mile trail altogether, like round trip. It's very short, but it does give you beautiful views of the canyon.
So the moral to all these stories, I think, though, is you need to get to all these national parks, all these state parks, all these national forests, like now, because the rules are getting more and more stringent, not less. More
stringent, and also just more people are heading out to the parks, so they're more crowded. So you want to have the best experience, go as soon as you can.
Absolutely. So that's Moab to Zion, how we would do it, and how we enjoyed it multiple times throughout all our travel.
How long do you think it'll take people?
What I like about this is that the normal RVer who just takes it out for a week or 2-week vacation, you can do this. On a week, you're really going to go be high speed.
Yeah, you're going to be in a new park every day.
Be a new park every day, but you're going to be able to see it all. If that's the goal, is just knock down some of these things, see it, take pictures, get out of there. You can do it in a week.
Probably no long hikes or anything. Probably just looking at overlooks and hitting the hot spots, right?
Obviously, if time's not an issue, stretch that out as long as you possibly can, because it is a special place in the country, and you're going to get multiple climates, multiple ecosystems. So you're going to experience it all. And I think if someone's out there and kicking around going full-time RVing, if they did this, they would make that decision to go full-time RVing in their life.
So if you're trying to convince a spouse or something, just say, hey, let's just do a trip to Southern Utah and try it out.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps that up. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. And if you guys have a different opinion, if you have a favorite spot on this Moab to Zion, Highway 12, Highway 24, maybe you took a different route completely and have an awesome thing to tell us. Let us know. We're always taking notes. We always want to check out new things next time we go through.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Bye.